Welcome to Nicely Done Yoga. Let's get on the mat. This class is an intermediate, nice Vinyasa flow focused on the peak pose, baby crow. Enjoy the class. Just sit on your knees comfortable with your hands in your lap and take a moment to arrive in your body. And on your next inhale, raise your hands up to the sky. Give your body a nice stretch. And hands touch overhead, hands to heart, exhale. And on your next inhale, raise your hands up to the sky. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms up to the sky, and give yourself a nice back bend. And fold all the way forward into child's pose, pushing your hands forward, releasing the tension in your lower back. And lift yourself back up, give yourself a nice stretch, push your hands up, and release your hands to your knees. Inhale, hands up to the sky, and place your left hand behind you. Right hand reaches back over your head, creating a nice stretch in your side body. And slowly come back to center. Inhale, raise your hands up to the sky. Place your right hand back and your left hand reaches over your head, creating a nice stretch in your other side. And slowly come back to center. Open your knees, toes are touching, and walk your hands forward, folding into child's pose, foreheads resting on the mat. Take a deep inhale and slowly exhale, relax. And from here, thread the needle to the left side, placing your right hand underneath your left arm, and place the side of your head on the mat, and your left hand reaches forward, creating a nice stretch in your shoulders and a nice twist in your spine. And take a deep inhale and slowly exhale, relax. And lift yourself back up and thread the needle to the other side, placing your left arm underneath your right. Right hand reaches forward and place the side of your head on the mat. Take a deep inhale and slowly exhale, relax. And push into your hand, slowly come back up, walk your hands back, close your knees, come into a tabletop position, shoulders above the hands, hips above the knees, and inhale for cow, arch the back, and exhale for cat, push your back up, pull the belly in, and flow back into child's pose, flow back forward into cow, and flow back into cat, into child's pose, and flow forward into upward facing dog, holding the shoulders back, looking up to the sky, and push yourself back into child's pose. Flow back up into upward facing dog, and push yourself back into child's pose. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up to the sky, coming into your first downward facing dog. Push into your hands, length through the shoulders. Straighten out your knees and flow forward on your toes, pushing yourself back into upward facing dog, keeping the hips lifted, flipping the feet facing down on the mat, and look up to the sky, and push back into downward facing dog. Lengthen through your shoulders, push into your hands, push your feet into the mat, pushing your pelvis up to the sky. And bend the knees. Jump forward between your hands. Inhale, halfway lengthen, back is straight, hands on your shins, and fold forward into Uttanasana, bending your nose towards your knees, and grab your elbows, come into ragdoll, knees are slightly bent, and sway from side to side. Let gravity do its work, releasing the tension in your lower back. And release your hands. Inhale, halfway lengthen. And exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Place your hands underneath your feet and try to fold a bit deeper. Inhale, length through the spine, and exhale, fold forward, nose towards your knees, and straighten out your legs. Fold as deep as you can, whatever is in your practice. Inhale, halfway lengthen, look forward, back straight, and fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands up to the sky into Urdhva Hastasana. Hands touch overhead, deep back bend, hands to heart, Samastiti. Inhale, hands up to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. And bend your knees, swipe your hands through the mat, coming into a chair pose. Looking up towards your hands, sinking into the hips, back is straight. Looking between your fingers. And come back up, hands to heart, Samastiti. And step your left foot back in a 45-degree angle, coming into Warrior 1. Hands up to the sky, Dristis looking forward. Hips are squared to the front. And turn into Warrior 2. Feet are in one line, front knee is bent, 90-degree angle. Looking over your middle finger, arms are straight, open to the side. And straighten out your front leg, pull yourself forward and bend into Trikonasana, triangle pose. And look up to your fingers, left hand reaches up to the sky, keeping your body straight, and keep breathing. Come back into Warrior 2, bend your front knee, gazing over your fingers. Move your weight forward onto your right leg, and move forward into a half moon. Right leg is straight, balancing on your fingertips. Left leg is reaching back, foot is flexed. Keeping your balance, keep breathing. Keep your focus. And drop your left foot down, come back into Warrior 1. Left foot is in 45-degree angle. Hips are squared to the front. And step back into a chair pose. Knees are bent. Hands reach up to the sky, back is straight, sinking into the hips. And come back up, hands in front of your heart, Samastiti. And step your right foot back, 45-degree angle, coming up into a Warrior 1. Hands reach up to the sky, Dristis looking up or forward. Hips are squared to the front. And step into a Warrior 2. Feet are in one line, front knee is bent, 90-degree angle, and gazing over your fingers. Arms are straight to the side. And straighten out your front leg, pull yourself forward, and bend into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Right hand reaches up to the sky, and look up to your fingers. Your body is in one line, and keep your balance, keep breathing. And slowly come back up, bend your knee, come back into Warrior 2, gazing over your fingers. And move your weight forward onto your left leg, coming into a half moon, balancing on your fingertips. Straighten out your left leg. Right leg is pushing back, foot is flexed. Right hand reaches up to the sky. Keep your balance, keep your focus, and keep breathing. Drop your right foot down, 45-degree angle, come back into a Warrior 1, and look up to your fingers. Hips are squared to the front. And step back forward, swipe your fingers through the mat, come back into chair pose. Sinking the hips down, back is straight, looking up to your hands. And come back up, hands in front of your heart, Samastiti. And inhale, raise your hands up to the sky, Urdhva with a back bend. And fold all the way forward, Uttanasana. Try to bend as deep as you can. Keep your knees bent if you have tight hamstrings. Inhale, look forward, halfway lengthen, back is straight, hands on your shins. And step back into a plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Rolling the shoulders back, look up to the sky. And push back into downward facing dog. Sit bones reach up to the sky. Pushing into your feet, pushing into your hands. And on your next inhale, raise your right foot up to the sky, coming into a three-legged dog. Toes are pointing, pushing into your hands. Lengthen through the shoulders. And bend your knee, coming into a scorpion tail. Keep your balance, keep breathing, keep your focus. And step your right foot forward between your hands, coming onto your left toes, and reach your arms up, coming into a high lunge. Twisties looking forward. Hips are square to the front. Legs are strong. And place your hands in front of your heart, Namaste, and twist to the right. Left elbow comes to your right knee, and open up the chest. Twisties looking to the side. And slowly come back to center, raise your hands up to the sky into a high lunge. And bring your weight forward, coming into warrior 3 with airplane arms. Reaching the hands out to the side, keeping your balance, keep your focus. Dristis looking down. And release your foot down, come back in Samastiti. Hands in front of your heart in Namaste. And inhale, raise your hands up to the sky, Urdhva with a little back bend. And hands to heart, Samastiti. And take a moment here to reconnect with your breath. Center into your body. Take a deep inhale, hands up to the sky, little back bend, Urdhva and fold forward, Uttanasana. Folding your nose towards your knees. Knees can be slightly bent or straight. Inhale, halfway lengthen, look forward. And step back into a plank, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, rolling the shoulders back, keeping the hips lifted. And push your hips back up into downward facing dog. Lengthen through the shoulders, push your feet into the mat, straighten out your knees. Pushing your hips up to the sky. And on your next inhale, raise your left leg up to the sky into a three-legged dog. Toes are pointing, lengthen through the shoulders. Keep your balance. Keep breathing. Bend your knee, coming into a scorpion tail. Keep your balance, keep your focus, keep pressing into your hands. And step your left foot forward between your hands, coming onto your toes, coming up into a high lunge. Dristis looking forward, hips are squared to the front. And hands in front of your heart, and twist to the left. Right elbow comes to your left knee, and open up the chest. Legs are strong. Right leg straight. And slowly come back to center, raise your hands up to the sky, coming into a high lunge. Sinking into the hips, feeling a nice stretch in your psoas and your hip flexors. And move your weight forward onto your left leg, coming into a warrior 3 with airplane arms. Reaching your hands to the side, keeping your balance, keep your focus. Dristis looking down. And keep breathing. And drop your hands down, step back into a plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. And from here, bend your elbows, placing your forearms on the mat, coming into dolphin pose. And bend your knees. And slowly walk your feet forward, placing your knees onto your triceps. Your drishti is looking forward, finding your balance point. And come into baby crow. Feet are parallel with the mat. Your knees are balancing on your triceps. Pointing your toes. And release your feet down. Step back into a plank. And come onto your belly, coming into swings pose. Looking up to the sky, opening up the chest. Feeling a nice decompression in your lower back. And place your hands next to your chest, push back into a plank. And push back into downward facing dog. Lengthen through the shoulders, straighten out your legs. And from here, drop your knees, chin and chest to the floor and slide forward into Bhujangasana Cobra pose. And sit back onto your heels, coming into child's pose. Forehead's resting on the mat, arms are resting on the side, and relax here for a second. And slowly come back up. Interlace your hands behind your back. Bend backwards, open the chest, look up to the sky, and fold all the way down, coming into rabbit pose. Placing the crown of your head on the mat, pushing your arms forward, creating a nice stretch in your shoulders. Hips are above the knees. Pushing your arms forward as far as you can. And release. Placing your hands back on the mat, tuck your toes, lift your hips up into downward facing dog. And on your next inhale, reach your right leg up to the sky into a three-legged dog. Toes are pointing. And step your right foot next to your hands in the outside of the mat, coming into a lizard. Place your hand on your knee and push your knee open to the sides. Open up the chest, look up to the sky. And come back to center. And come onto your elbows into full lizard. Sinking into the hips, feeling a nice stretch in your psoas, in your hip flexors. And take a deep inhale, slowly exhale, relax. Try to keep your body relaxed, don't strain yourself. Just ease into the pose. Keep breathing deeply into your hips. And slowly come back onto your hands. Step your foot back into a plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. And on your inhale, raise your left leg up to the sky into a three-legged dog. Toes are pointing. Pushing into your hands, length through the shoulders. And step your left foot forward next to your hands, dropping your knee down. Place your hand on your knee, push your knee open to the side. Open up the chest, look up. And come back to center, come onto your elbows into a full lizard. Try to relax your body, ease into the pose, don't strain yourself. Feeling a nice stretch in your psoas and your hip flexors. And keep breathing slowly in and out. And slowly come back up, come onto your hands. Step your left foot back And push back into a downward facing dog. Bend the knees, jump forward between your hands. Inhale, halfway lengthen. And exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, swipe your hands through the mat, coming into chair pose. Sinking the hips down. Looking up between your hands, back is straight. And slowly sink into the hips, coming into a squat. Your hands are touching and reaching forward. Keeping your balance on your ankles. And slowly sit back onto your mat. And come into a boat pose. Keep your knees bent. Keep your feet parallel with the mat. And reach your hands forward next to your knees. Activate your core muscles. And straighten out your legs. Toes are pointing up. Pushing your knees towards your chest. Keep your balance. Keep your focus. Keep your core active. Pushing your toes up to the sky. And slowly release yourself down on the mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Giving yourself a nice hug. And when you're too far back on your mat, move a little forward. And grab your feet from the outside, coming into a happy baby. Pushing your knees towards the mat, opening up the hips. And relax, keep breathing. Keep pushing your knees down. And slowly release. Hug your knees into your chest. And place your knees to the right side of the mat. You can place them on a pillow, coming into a supine twist, looking over your left shoulder, feeling a nice twist in the spine. Keep your shoulders flat on the mat, and keep breathing slowly in and out. And stay here until I call you back. And slowly come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Place your pillow to the other side. And drop your knees to the left, placing them on your pillow. And look over your right shoulder. Keep your shoulders flat on the mat, coming into your supine twist. And keep breathing slowly in and out. And stay here until I call you back. And slowly come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. And come back up to a seated position. Place your pillow in front of you. Open your knees. Toes are touching. And fold forward into a supported child's pose. And just rest your head on your pillow or onto your arms. And take a deep inhale, slowly exhale, relax. And slowly come back up. And place your pillow under your knees. And lie on your back, coming into your final posture, Shavasana. Knees are resting on your pillow, hands full open to the side. And take a deep inhale, and on an exhale, let everything go. And relax. And slowly bring your awareness back to your body. Start moving your fingers, wiggle your toes. Stretch yourself overhead. Hug your knees into your chest. And rock back and forth. And come back up into a seated position. You can sit on your pillow, coming into half lotus or cross-legged position. Placing your hands open on your knees. And just take a moment to reconnect with your breath. Take a deep inhale, slowly exhale. And rub your hands together, creating some heat. And place your hands onto your eyes, relaxing down the nervous system. And try to tune into your energy. And rub your hands together one more time. And place your hands onto your heart. And thank yourself for showing up today for this beautiful practice, for your health and your well-being. Nicely done. Namaste. And thank you for joining this class. And please feel free to subscribe, like, and share with your friends. See you in the next one. Have a nice day.